What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Neeks Sports. Oh, God. I see. Look who's in the comments. Look who is in the comments. I see you changed your display picture on Twitter. Oh, God. First and foremost, isn't it? Since you're here, first and foremost, well done, Leicester. Well done, Brendan Rodgers. Well done, Kelechi Iheanacho. Well deserved. Deserved victory. Good performance. You're going to Wembley. I don't know when's the last time you've been to Wembley. You maybe could let me know, but it seemed like it's been a while. I don't remember Leicester in a Wembley match prior to maybe early 2000s in the League Cup. Did you get to a final around 2000s? I could be wrong. I don't remember you getting there anytime recently. But well done to Leicester, man. I mean, they thoroughly deserved it. Thoroughly deserved it. And I had to start with that because you have to credit Leicester. Look at that Community Shield before that 2001. Community Shield. Oh, of course, Community Shield where you won the league before that 2001. Yeah, I did 2001. That would have been League Cup, I'm guessing. Yeah, man. That was first and foremost, I have to credit Leicester because they put in a brilliant performance from, I would say, from about minute 11, because the first 10 minutes we played well. We started on the front foot. We played well for the first 10 minutes, but after that, it was all Leicester. And it's not like they were just caning us all day, like banging on the door, but they were controlling the game, and we had nothing to offer. We had absolutely nothing. Yeah, we got the goal, but I mean, that was it. We got the goal, and that was it. At no point after that goal did we look like scoring. Yes, we could have scored at different times, but a free kick here, a set piece, corner, whatever. But at no point after we scored did we look like scoring. That's horrible, man. That is horrible. And I did my pre-match before. So I knew it would be a tight game. I said it would be a close game. I said extra time win. Shows that I wasn't 100% confident of even beating them, because if I was, then I would have had a win inside 90 minutes. But I backed the boys because we are better. We've got better players. But I tell you, Rodgers got it bang on today. Absolutely bang on. We can't even talk about injuries because Leicester had their own injury issues. As I said before, Pereira out, Maddison out, Harvey Barnes, James Justin, and then the backup, Thomas, I think his name, he's out as well, if I'm correct. Maybe not. Can't remember now. Well, he didn't play today anyway. They played a back three with Castagna and Albrighton. And when I did the pre-match, I said, like, I hope he does play the 4-2-3-1 with the players that he's got, because the diamond is going to get killed. I don't even know what formation we play today. It looks at times like a diamond. Other times look at 4-3-3. But so I guess a 4-3-3 becomes a diamond at times if the number 10 pushes into the striker role. It was actually a bit confusing to see exactly what we played, but I think it looked like a diamond more often than not. And it was never going to work against that setup because they had the wing backs, which means we gave them the whole the freedom of the king power. I saw Castagna pick up the ball in his own half, like maybe level his own area, and he just ran and ran and ran right into like deep into the final third and passed it on to someone. We didn't have any width at all, and that was always going to be an issue. It was an issue with the pressing. Their three centre backs, they split, they went wide. Their wing backs pushed up, and we didn't press. We didn't press from the front. Bruno he's usually the trigger for the press. He starts it so well. And Martial didn't press well. Van der Beek didn't press well. Greenwood didn't press well. We just allowed them. To pass and pass and pass. And I said they weren't banging down the door and creating a hell of a lot of chances. But every time we got the ball, They were pressing us. They were all over us like a rash from back. We're going to get onto the goals. We'll talk about it. From back to front, they were pressing us. They were all over us anytime we got the ball. But we allowed them all the time in the world to pick out their passes. We lacked so much energy in that game. And I'm not putting it purely down to the fact that we played Thursday. Of course, it's a factor. They had a week off, but I'm not putting it purely down to that. There's a lack of desire in a lot of these players at times. They can't consistently put these performances in. But I'm also putting down to the manager. As the title said, OLE outclassed by RODGERS. We're playing, I don't know, whatever formation we played, and we had no wingers. We had zero width on that pitch. Pogba looks like he's on the left-hand side of whether it's a diamond or free or whatever it was, and he's coming inside. Then you've got Greenwood coming inside. And Van der Beek is pushing up. Van der Beek is pushing up right up to Martial or whatever, maybe the furthest forward. And we've got this big gap between our forward line and our midfield. And nobody to pass. Because you got Fred and Matic in the middle. It was a recipe for disaster. I don't have an issue with making changes. We had to make changes. We had to make changes because, as I said, we played the same 11 on Sunday that we did on Thursday against West Ham and AC Milan. So we had to make changes. I don't have an issue with that. But you make the right changes. Why didn't you're going to make those changes? Diallo. Let Diallo start. If you're going to make all those changes, let Diallo start. If you're going to make all those changes, put Martial on the left, Cavani up front, and put Pogba into the double pivot. If you're going to make all those changes. He made all the changes, and it was never going to be set up right to combat Leicester. I mean, that's what I said when I did the preview, literally a few minutes before kickoff. I was trying to find a way to fit these players. I'm thinking, what formation we playing? There was no width. We hate Dan James. I say we, not me. Lots of Man United fans. We as a fan base. I just don't think he's good enough. But at least he offers width. At least he offers some balance. You take out Dan James, cool. He might need a rest. Then put Diallo. What harm is it gonna do? Just start the guy. You bring him on for 10 minutes. We'll get on to the real meat of the game in a second. Make sure everyone has smashed the like button. Going through some of the comments. Shane says, I've had enough of Matic and Fred was shocking. Same McTominay when he came on. Yep, we'll get on to that. We don't sustain the attacks because Fred and McTominay give the ball away too often. And when we have lots of possession, they don't get the ball into the final third quick, along with Matic. This needs addressing. The only way it's going to be addressed is by getting new players. They've already shown that they are incapable of consistently passing through the lines, retaining possession, controlling the game. They've proved it for months, for years, some of them. Matic is just not good enough. Look at the way that the 1-2 just went around him and he's treading water trying to catch up. He's done. He's beyond done. He's beyond done. Abdi says, chin up, Neeks. Ollie's very happy he didn't bottle another semi. Well, I guess, listen, you can't bottle a semi if you don't reach one, innit? Ollie in. Yeah, you're not just focused on your title race, innit? Because you're out of Europe. I don't know what you're doing in the Copa del Rey. Are you still in it? I don't know. Yeah, you won today against Sociedad. We beat them as well. It is what it is. But you're still behind Atletico Madrid. When Oblak saved that penalty, I think he did. They missed the penalty anyway. You must have been mad. You must have been mad. So yeah, you Ollie in your way. You Ollie in. You better win that title about Ollie and focus on Koeman. Wipe those tears, man. It's all right. Ollie will give you his iPad someday. Federico Rodriguez, and there's also De Salsa. I can't remember his full name. Fred. Barcelona 6-1. Fred can't play on the half turn. Can't play on the full turn. He can't play with the ball at his feet. Oh my goodness. How many times did he lose that ball? How many times did he lose that ball? In that little spell of about, was it about 10 minutes maybe? Maybe even less. He lost the ball like 5 times in dangerous, dangerous areas. I missed the goal because I think we got the ball in the area. I looked down. I looked up. The ball was in the back of the net. What's going on? I had to see the replay. Maguire passes it to Fred. People are going to say Maguire this, Maguire that. Could Maguire have made another pass? Yeah, he could have. But that's not the way we play. The way we play is to pass out from the back. Cool, whatever. Tielemans didn't touch Fred. But Fred is just not comfortable on the ball. The ball comes into him. He starts panicking. Tielemans is running after him, but he hasn't touched him. He didn't pressure him off the ball. He just makes this stupid, weak pass back to Henderson. When in effect, when the ball comes into him, the first thing he should be doing is turning it around the corner to Matic and going around the other side. That's what he should be doing. But he takes a touch, similar to the Xhaka against was it Aston Villa? No, Burnley the other week. Leno passes it in. Yes, yeah, Leno could have made another pass. But the way they play is to pass it in, draw the midfielder in or into the area, pass it around the corner, and you have space into the midfield. Fred takes a touch. Then he makes, if you're going to pass it back to the keeper, put some effort on it. So weak pass back to the keeper. Ian Nacho steps in and scores. Then we get a goal back. Barely deserved. 1-1, you're like, cool. Then the draw for the FA Cup. I'm sure they must have seen the draw. They must have seen the draw. And you're like, Southampton's in the semis. Guys, listen, let's put in a proper performance in the second half. Let's do something. We were worse. We were worse in the second half. Jason Noor says Leicester will bottle in the final against Man City. First and foremost, I hope that Chelsea beat Man City. Can't have Man City winning a treble, quadruple, nothing of the sort. And if Man City do get to the final, then I pray Leicester beat them. Like, Man City need to lose, or whatever in it. We won't win the Europa playing like that. We won't. I agree, 100%. However, I don't think we're going to play like this very often. I think this was one of our worst performances. And to be fair, we've had a few now. In the last 15 games, we've won 7, drawn 7, lost 1. This was the first loss in 15. Sheffield United was the last loss before today. Terrible performance. Crystal Palace, 0-0 draw. Terrible performance. Today, terrible performance. So in the last 16, we've had 3 terrible performances, right up there with the 6-1 loss to Spurs. Like, that's how bad those performances were, despite us not losing by the same scoreline. So I'm not going to say, yeah, we won't play like this again, but we wouldn't play this team. This team is not going to play in the Europa League in terms of what we saw today. So we hope that everyone comes back fit after the international break. I expect us to beat Granada. I expect us to beat, I think we've got Brighton as soon as we return. Let me just bring up the fixtures. Bear with me. So we've got Brighton when we return, Granada, Spurs, Granada, Burnley, Leeds. So for me, those 6 games, Spurs one will be tough. I expect to win all the others. Spurs will be tough. I expect to win every single other game there. We should be, as long as no one comes back from international duty injured, we should be able to put in our best team anyway. But we can't perform like that. You're right. We can't perform like that. Yeah, man. Tielemans indeed, and we can see today why Ndidi is rated so highly. Tielemans, of course, as well. I think you got it for about 30 million from Monaco. Good performance. Good price you got it for. He was brilliant today. The goal, I can't blame the defense for the goal because Vardy makes this brilliant run off the ball. So Maguire's tracking Kelechi. Who passed it? Tielemans into Kelechi. and he runs past Matic. Matic is left for dead. It comes Kelechi, then Maguire gets into Kelechi, but Kelechi passes it off to Tielemans, and then Vardy makes a run off the shoulder. So Lindelof has to track the run because that ball is so easy in between. Vardy gets in, and I mean Vardy missed the easy chance later, so there's no guarantee he's going to score it, but that's a one-on-one. So Lindelof has to track the run. What's his name? Matic is already left for dead, and Fred is on his heels. Fred's on his heels. He takes a second. I don't know if he thinks that Lindelof is going to engage. He takes a second, then he goes to engage, and Tielemans just kind of holds him off, and brilliant finish into the far corner. And you're like, we ain't played well. 55 minutes gone. We ain't played well. How are we going to get back into this game again? You're waiting for just one moment, and it never came. They could have scored again. Vardy should have scored. When he went through, Maguire was on a yellow card, so he couldn't make the challenge. And then, and you're just hoping for something. Ndidi, they were brilliant. I mean, you lot played a kind of a 2 in the midfield because it was a flat 4 in front of the 3 with Ayoze Perez at the number 10 position. And make sure you lot hit the like button, by the way. Subscribe if you're new. And Ndidi and Tielemans bossed Matic, Fred, Pogba, and Van der Beek. Deep it. 2-man versus 4. That's why a lot of Man United fans, including myself, would love Ndidi in the summer. But Leicester ain't letting him go for nothing less than 80 million. And they're going to want it cash up front. Leicester are in no hurry, and there's no necessity for them to sell. They're going to be Champions League football next year. They don't need to sell. I need to go and get a defensive midfielder. I would love Ndidi, but we've got to be realistic. Don't you think we kept a really low line to give them space in midfield? Well, we kept a deep line because of Vardy and Iheanacho, but more Vardy. That's the truth. For me, that's why in my preview I was saying I would have started Bailly because of the pace. But when you played enough Maguire, you have to play deeper. But the real issue was that the midfield 2 were just unable to keep the ball. A lot of Leicester's attacks, the majority of their attacks came from them winning the ball up high. They were pressing us, and we weren't pressing them. Defeat before international break always hurts more. Yes, in general. For the FA Cup, I'm disappointed right now. Tomorrow, I'm not sure I'll be too. If it was in the league and it was like maybe a bit more, but definitely it's something you have to mull over it now. You want to get back into winning ways ASAP. I think Brighton's a perfect game for us to do that. I think is it Brighton at home as well? So I didn't even check if it was Brighton at home. Should be a perfect game just to do that. They generally play very open. Yeah, of course we had that game against them early in the season. It was 4-2. Sorry, 3-2, and they we scored after full time. We keep getting bypassed in the midfield. We're not a pressing team. We're not a pressing team, no. But when Bruno's there, we do press. We do press, and one will press, like engage, and the others picks up positions. We were just letting them have the ball. Ollie got done by the Rog father. That won't happen anytime soon. And then Solskjaer. We don't claim Fred is a Brazilian. There's question marks about his nationality. That's all I'll say on that. But then Solskjaer makes 4 subs at 60 minutes. No, I don't have a problem even with making subs, but he makes 4 when maybe he can make 3, but whatever. We know Pogba has to come off because he can't do 90. Van der Beek probably needs to come off as well because he probably can't do 90. He's just come back, so that's 2 guaranteed subs. He takes off Matic for McTominay, cool. But for me, you should have taken off. I mean, you could take off Matic, which he did, but Fred had to get off. Fred didn't come off until the 84th minute or so when he brought on Diallo. Obviously, he can only make 5 subs in total. And Shaw came on for Telles. Van de Beek. I mean, Martial didn't offer anything today. He didn't offer absolutely anything today. Low, very low in energy. I understand he only just come off from injury, but very, very low in energy. Where does Van de Beek fit in all this? And the answer is he doesn't. He doesn't fit in all of this. We play a 4-2-3-1 generally. If we play a diamond, cool. But the issue is Van de Beek plays the number 10 position. Like I mentioned this on the terrace, he plays it like Dele Alli. He plays it like a support striker. He's just off the main number 9. But remember when Dele Alli was at his best? He was playing behind Harry Kane, but with Eriksen supplying like side by side or just behind, making those late runs into the box, getting those headers, one-touch finishes, all those kind of stuff. The things that Van de Beek is also good at. The issue is, when we're playing Van de Beek in the number 10, he's not Bruno. So playing him with Fred and McTominay or Fred and Matic in that double pivot is going to leave him absolutely isolated in the game, because he's not a player who's going to come deep, grab the ball, drive forward, pick out a pass. That's not his game. When he plays the number 10, he plays like a support striker. So you have this big gap between our defensive double pivot and the forward line. The other option is to put him into the midfield pivot, which we would all love to do. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry. Yeah, the other option is to play him in the midfield double pivot, which we've asked why we want to play. Why are we playing Fred and McTominay and McFred? Why are we playing Fred and Matic, McTominay and Matic? It's because neither of them are good enough defensive midfielders, anchormen, like Ndidi would do, like a Kante can do, like a Declan Rice, who can hold down a midfield and allow the other one to roam forward. None of them are good enough to do that anymore. Like Matic was at one point, of course, but not anymore. He's not good enough anymore. So putting Van de Beek in that midfield is a recipe for disaster. I saw it when we played Istanbul at home. We won 4-1, but Fred and Van de Beek were getting overrun in that midfield time and time again. I knew this Matic-Fred partnership would be very, very it would be poor today because the energy of a Tielemans and Ndidi and their technical ability. But I don't think we could play McTominay and Fred back to back from West Ham to AC Milan to Leicester. That was the biggest issue. So Van de Beek would be best in that position, 100%. Or if you're going to play him in the number 10, you then have to play a creative midfielder. You have to play Pogba in that number 6 position, which I think he could have done today. He could have maybe gone a bit more bold, gone with Bailly and Maguire, and go with Pogba and Fred. And then you play a winger. But you play Van de Beek in the 10, no creativity behind him, and he's starved of service. He's not going and claiming the ball. He's just out of the game. But then when he's in and around the box, you see the intelligence that he has. The ball comes in, he does a little step over, I think he tried a little flick, but a little step over, falls to Greenwood 1-1. We haven't, in this system, Van de Beek is not going to work with the personnel we have because he's not Bruno, so he can't do that number 10 position like Bruno does. And he can't play in the pivot because we don't have a proper number 6. So where does he fit in? He doesn't. That's the answer. He doesn't fit in. Hit the like button, guys. Our biz says we have too many squad level players occupying first team roles. Hope and pray for a decent recruitment strategy this summer. Ollie's going to need it without fail. Big up Neeks. 100%. Big up yourself, Arbiz. 100%. All those players that... Fred is a squad player. Match is a squad player. McTominay is a squad player. That's just free. There's others who have played many times in the last few weeks, the likes of Dan James, for example. Squad players. Squad players. Some would argue that Lindelof might be. We need another centre-back. Too many squad players occupying first-team positions. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You rest them. You're like, well, the backup's not good enough. You play them, they're burnt out. So this summer's massive. This summer is huge. And if Ollie doesn't get what he needs this summer, he could be sacked midway next season without a shadow of a doubt. He has got, I think, the best out of this squad possible. In certain moments, we should be doing better, of course. One-off games like the Leipzig game, we should be doing better. Today, we should be doing better. But over the course of the season, for me, he has got the best out of this squad. Next season, Man City will strengthen. We're talking about getting another left back for 50-odd million. Chelsea will strengthen. They spent 250. They're going to strengthen. Liverpool are nowhere near going to have as bad a season next year. And I'm sure Leicester will strengthen as well. Everyone's going to strengthen. We have to have a brilliant transfer window. We are going to get left behind. It's a fact. Absolute fact. Fred is so bad. We paid less for Ndidi and Yuri combined. How much did you pay for Ndidi? Because I said Yuri was about 30 million, I'm sure it was. Because I actually wanted him at the time, Yuri Tillemans. So I said it. Ollie has overachieved the squad. We are so imbalanced in the mid. Somehow we won the last 5 games by a goal mostly. We need class DM, but I know we won't get one. Need to take a break from football. Well, so we've got two weeks, so you can take a little break. Well, we need a DM. We have to. I'm not contemplating not getting a DM. I'm not contemplating it because we have to get one. Jesse Lingard scores and gets an assist today. Unlucky West Ham didn't win the game. Go out. Give them Jesse Lingard. Get Declan Rice. Get Declan Rice in a player plus cash deal. My friend, he hasn't been at the wheel for a while. He's just doing their job, innit? Neeks, I'll review my position on United at the end of the season like everyone should. It's exhausting every game. Ollie this, Ollie that. Bloody hell. I agree. I mean, all of this, Ollie in, Ollie out, it's tiring. It's tiring. It's tiring. I would say judge a manager at the end of the season. I said the same. I said let Lampard have the season. Chelsea decided to change it. They're in a Champions League quarter-final. They're in the FA Cup semi-final. And they're 4th in the league. They changed it. It worked. I said give Arteta to the end of the season. They're in a Europa League quarter-final. Their form has improved since Boxing Day. But they're 10th in the league because, of course, they were absolutely garbage before that. So they went from about 15th to 10th. A lot of fans are kind of maybe thinking, you know what, maybe we can give Arteta a little bit more time. Judge a man, unless it gets to a point where it's untenable, and we're nowhere near that with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's not even a debate. You judge him at the end of the season. Judge him at the end of the season. Where did you get in the league? How many points did you get? What trophies did you win? If he ticks more boxes than he crosses out in terms of weighting, what is more heavily weighted, then you give him another year. The contract talk, the league, I think that was completely unnecessary, did not need to happen. It threw the fan base into a frenzy. Judge him at the end of the season. If he deserves a new contract, you give it to him based on what he's done at the end of the season. You can't judge him in March. Let's say, for argument's sake, which is not going to happen, by the way, but we fall out and finish 6th. And you've given him a 3-year contract in March. So that league didn't help. I hope he doesn't get a new contract until we judge him at the end of the season. Next season for me, provided, even if we don't, but provided we have a brilliant transfer window, a trophy is the minimum we need next year. I mean, and I'll say within a year, in the sense that we could win the Europa League this year. We could. We'll see. But by the end of next season, he had to have at least won one trophy, even with just this squad. Because this squad is capable of winning a League Cup or winning the FA Cup. It is. It ain't capable of winning a Champions League, and it ain't capable of winning a Premier League. The issue is then balancing multiple competitions with this squad, which again is going to be a struggle. But in terms of a one-off trophy, it's capable of winning. We need a reinforcement. If we get those reinforcements, then a trophy is a minimum next year. And of course, a top four finish shouldn't even be a debate. But of course, we know it's not going to be easy because, as I said, Leicester are there now. Leicester are going to be challenging next year without a shadow of a doubt. Have you checked Fred's bank account for match fixing? I mean, to be fair, with how rich your owners are, I wouldn't be surprised if they did drop him a little something. You can't put that on Maguire. Maguire had Kelechi. The space that was left that Yuri drove into was where Matic would have been, but he got turned with a 1-2, and Fred didn't cover. You can't put that on Maguire. And then Lindelof has to follow Vardy's run. The midfield should be there. I knew we were going to lose because every team had a game in the season where the circumstances points against you. For example, 3 games to Leicester's 1 game in a week. No, yeah, I do understand. Like, listen, Leicester came into this game in a much better situation in terms of rest. But we should, it was always a possibility that we could lose this game. Leicester are a good side. It was always a possibility. But we created one real chance. Let me actually check the stats. How many big chances? It must be just the goal that we created in terms of a big chance. It must be, because I don't remember another one. They didn't even class as a big chance. They didn't even class Greenwood's one as a big chance. I mean, for me, it was. If he had missed it, I would have been very, very disappointed. But Leicester created 3. We both had 5 shots on target, whatever. They had 11 shots to our 9. They created 3 big chances. We hit the woodwork. When did we hit the woodwork? Did I miss that? When did we hit the woodwork? Someone let me know when we hit the woodwork. I don't remember. To be fair, I'm not deflecting the blame from Fred, but Maguire shouldn't pass it. I mean, yeah, I did kind of touch on that before. He doesn't have to pass it. I agree. There's other options. He can do something different. But Fred wasn't under any pressure. Fred, when I say under pressure, of course, you expect to be pressed. But the simple pass is to turn it around the corner to Matic. If you don't, give a proper pass back to the keeper. But you can see Kelechi there. Cool. Then don't give it back to the keeper. Kick it away. Like, it may not be the best pass from Maguire. He may well have passed it elsewhere. But the resulting option, the next option, should not be, let me pass it to their striker. Like, come on, man. Yeah, this guy. Tuchel's lucky blues. What's this? All Fred had to do was a powerful pass to Henderson. Right side, yeah, so there'll be no more space. Yeah, exactly. Maguire, too, as a captain especially, just needs to eliminate the risks. He had a horrendous game today. He wasn't great today. He wasn't great. Because, well, it's trendy. It's trendy. You know, it's gonna get traction. Those tweets are gonna get tractions. I think there's some more water. I think obviously there are people who want Solskjaer out. So these games are reasons for this guy should be trending 24/7. There's reasons why. So yeah, when we lose games like this, they can use it as a reason to say, see, this is why it should be gone. And they'll spam Twitter with it in it. So nothing you can do. Thank you very much for the super chat. I don't care about the FA Cup. Excuse me. No, I do care about the FA Cup. I do care about the FA Cup. I always want to win the FA Cup. I always want. Some fans don't. I always want to win the FA Cup. Always. We won it in 2004. We got to the final in 2005, lost. Got to the final in 2007, lost. Got to semis in 2000 and no, got the quarters in 2008. I think we got semis in 2009. 2011, we got to the semis, lost. 2016, won it. 2018, got to the final, lost. Last year, got to the semis, lost. Our record in the FA Cup since year 2000 ain't great. We've won 2. We've won 2. That's not good enough. I know it's not the big one. Premier League is the main one. The FA Cup, it can be a one-off, but I like the FA Cup. I want to win more FA Cups. I'm not gonna lie. So no, that's not an excuse for me. A lot of people don't rate the FA Cup. It's like a minor trophy. Not for me. I grew up on the FA Cup. Is Bailly in? Oh wait, was Bailly even in the team? Oh, maybe he wasn't on the squad. You know what? That's something I didn't even check. My bad. He wasn't in the squad. He must be injured again. Bloody hell. This guy. I just assumed that he was on the bench. It was Tuanzebe on the bench, wasn't it? It was Tuanzebe on the bench. Only sell the ones they don't like. I mean, they just sell the ones for the right price. Everyone has a price in it. But we didn't have an easy run to the final. We played Liverpool, last season's Premier League champions. We played West Ham, who at the time were 4th in the league. And we played Leicester, who are 3rd in the league. How is that easy run to the final? The only easy game we would have had, and I can't remember, who did we get in the... Let me just check our FA Cup run, because I can't actually remember fully. I know obviously Liverpool was the big one. Liverpool was the big one, but what round was that in? I can't even remember now. I think that was the 4th round, wasn't it? Let's see. Who did we play? Watford. So Watford was the first game. Cool. Easy tie. Then we played Liverpool. Tough tie. Won that 3-2. Then we played West Ham. Tough tie. Then we played Leicester. Tough tie. So you can't say we had an easy run to the final. The easy run, or the easy game, would have been the next game, which of course we're not playing. So you can't say we had an easy run. Don't focus on names. Leicester are 3rd in the league this year, 1 point behind Man United. West Ham, when we played there, were 4th in the league. Big up yourself, Shane. This guy's just trolling now. He's doing good bits, though. He is doing bits. Van der Beek is for stage 3 of Ollie's plan. Once he gets a DM, he needs Pogba. He needs Pogba, is then sold by the board. Well, we'll see. We'll see if Pogba's sold. Hopefully not. I want Pogba to stay. But yeah, Van der Beek he's the final piece to a jigsaw, maybe. Him or a striker kind of thing. He was never gonna come in now and just like hit the ground running in the way that we play and the way that he plays. I'm not saying he's as good as. I mean, to be fair, he's a different kind of player to Ndidi anyway, in terms of playing in a single pivot or a double pivot. He's a better passer. Well, he's a better passer than both of them. He's a better passer than Kante. He's a better passer than Ndidi. Kante's a better driver of the ball. Ndidi's a better tackler than Reece. But then Declan Rice, sorry. But no, we will take it. We need him. Not need him. We do need him. So what I'm talking about. We need Declan Rice. We get Declan Rice in a double pivot. You can put Pogba next to him. Pogba might have to do a bit more defensive than you want. But you get an Ndidi, you can play 2 8s in Bruno and Pogba and let them just go. Let them just go. They're not complete. They're different kind of players. They're different kind of players. Flip it now. Hassan Nawaz is going off. Man said indeed he was 10 million. 10 million. Rice is better. I'm not saying he's better. Indeed, he's they're different players. They're not exactly the same. Indeed, he's a better tackler. Defensively, he's better than Rice, but Rice is better progressively in terms of going forward. Ollie Al's been waiting for this. Let's be honest. Of course, listen, they hang around. They hang around like a bad smell, waiting for that moment to strike. There's nothing you can do in it. Nothing you can do. Big up yourself, Ian. Big up yourself. And Stu MC, big up yourself. Vardy should have scored as well. 100% he should have scored. And I didn't even mention the last goal. McTominay gives that yellow card on McTominay was never a foul. It definitely wasn't a yellow card. Definitely wasn't a yellow card. I don't think it was a foul. He won the ball off Ayoze Perez. But anyway, he then makes that silly challenge. It was a bit of nothing anyway. But he gives away the free kick on the left-hand side. Then he misjudges the ball and Kelechi comes around the back. Game, set, and match. We didn't look like scoring one, let alone two at that point. Would you welcome back Cristiano Ronaldo for next season, bringing someone like Idrissa Gueye or Verratti or PSG? 100% I'll take Verratti. 100%. I said, listen, if Pogba wants to leave, go to PSG and say, boom, here is Pogba, we take Verratti. Straight swap, no cash. Done deal. That's it. Just no questions asked. Don't have to focus. Straight swap. He's so good. Verratti's so good. I wanted Idrissa Gueye when he left Everton, actually. I've been crying out for this defensive midfielder. His defensive stats in the last 2 seasons before he left Everton were right up there with Kante's. He's such a good defensive, but he's a bit older now. How old is he now? Idrissa Gueye. He must be about 32. Idrissa Gueye is 31, so it's 32 this year. Yeah, I wouldn't buy him now. But I would have taken him before he went to PSG. How long has he been at PSG now? 2 years. So he left when he was what, 28? Something like that, like 28. I would have taken him 100%. Yes, he is, and he's 8 points clear of 5th place, which means that was it 8 points clear? I think it's 8 points clear with 9 games to go. Clear of 5th place. Top 4 shouldn't be a problem for us. Arteta and Lampard are completely different. Oli is second in Europa semi. No club in the world tax man in that position. 100% agree. 100%. Would you buy any of Chelsea's defenders if they were up for sale? Yeah, Tomori. Well, today was never going to be an easy game. That's the first thing. Of course, if you won today, then yes. To beat Southampton, cool, I agree. But today was never going to be an easy game. This was, other than Man City, this was the hardest game. This was the second hardest game we could have got in the quarterfinal. Leicester are 3rd in the league. This is as hard as it gets, other than getting Man City. Like, it is what it is, isn't it? But then, to be fair to Leicester, the hardest game for them other than getting Man City is Man United as well. So what can you say? Please buy United from the Glazers. You know what? What's wrong with Jem? I'm going to get back to this question, but Jem is something else, you know. You need to focus on your Champions League win. Prepare the open top bus parade, because it's coming home. Two Champions Leagues, the only London side, it is coming home. The Champions League is back at Stamford Bridge. Tuchel's plucky, lucky Blues. Lampard in the mud. Never should have got the job. That's what's going to happen. Istanbul is yours. I'm telling you, you've done it. You've done it. Unlike us, I saw in the group chat, Ches was like, Man United are favourites. I said, whoa, for the FA Cup, that is. I said, whoa. We've got 3 games to play. Leicester, the semi-final, then the final. Man City and Chelsea have 2 games to play because they're already in the semis. And what happened? We lost to Leicester. We were never favourites. Come on, man. Might as well pass the Europa League trophy. No one's confused. Yes, we are favourites. We are favourites. But 1 doesn't mean anything. We were favourites for today against Leicester. 2, there's still good teams there. You know, Arsenal, they're back. 3-0 down, 3-3. Arsenal are back. Then you've got Roma and Ajax on our side of draw. So listen, it's a far away from winning that Europa League. One game at a time, one leg at a time, innit? But back to this one. Every time we get linked to new owners, but nothing happens. Yeah, man, this Prince. I mean, I'm not holding my breath for it, but I bloody hope we get bought by someone who ain't taking money out of the club. I'm sick and tired of it. We need new owners. We've been knowing this. Neeks, we're beating Liverpool and Chelsea to make the final. Real Madrid against Liverpool. That's going to be a very interesting game. Both teams are underachieving this season, but both teams are European powerhouses. Of course, we know Real Madrid are far up there and Liverpool are maybe around there, but it should be a good game. Chelsea, Porto, you expect Chelsea to go through. Anything else is a failure. Facts. And based on league position, if Chelsea play Liverpool, they should be in the final. Chelsea are the favourites. Right now, Chelsea are the favourites. Because they've got Porto, the easiest draw of the round. And then they're on the easier side of the draw. Whereas Bayern Munich are playing PSG. And PSG are playing Bayern Munich. And Man City are potentially playing either Bayern Munich or PSG. Chelsea are favourites. Tuchel should be sacked if he doesn't win it. There, I said it. But Ronaldo's finished. That's what I heard. Ronaldo's done. You call Solskjaer a PE teacher. Pirlo is a PE teacher's assistant. He just puts out the cones. Man got the job before he finished his licenses. So, I mean, that's who Porto had to be. I'm not surprised that Morata. You lot sold Morata because he couldn't even play in the Europa League for you lot. And that's Juve's star striker. Of course, Porto were going to beat them. Easy win for Chelsea. Easy dub. Oli and board turned on Ronaldo. Well, actually, the Juve director came out and said Ronaldo's not for sale, best player in the world. Him and Pirlo will be here next season. So that puts an end to that. Guys, this has been 50 minutes. Smash the like button if you haven't done it. Subscribe to the channel. Yeah, we're out, man. International break. I just want some people fit. I want Rashford back. I want everyone rested well. Hopefully Rashford doesn't go to international duty. And yeah, we come back on the other side. We've got 6 games before we play Liverpool. So that's Brighton, Granada, Spurs, Granada, Burnley, Leeds. Other than the Spurs game, I expect 5 wins. I mean, the Granada one, depending on what you do in the first leg, blah, blah, blah. But I expect 5 wins out of 6 minimum. And I expect to go into that Liverpool game full of confidence. That's what I want to see. Final comment here from Hala Madrid. If we can't get Mbappe or Haaland, I'll take Cristiano Ronaldo on a 1-year deal. Well, it's not happening, mate. Smash the like button. See you lot soon.